Hi everyone, welcome to I Am Team GB. Today's workout is going to be a yoga class, just 20 minutes, but with much more of a relaxing influence throughout. So as you can see, I'm dressed to keep warm. You can do this absolutely anywhere. I'm going to be practicing on my yoga mat, but of course, as with any of these workouts, if anything you move into, any position causes you pain, please stop immediately. It's about looking after your body. And like I said, this has a relaxing feel to it, so it's probably nice to do at the end of the day. If you're not there yet, maybe you can come back at the end of the day and give it another go. So we're going to start in a child's pose. So the easiest way to get into that is spread the knees, maybe 2 fist distance apart, maybe wider if you can, pointing the toes, and then you're gently placing your forehead on the floor. So comfortable arm position for you could be arms pointing back, palms facing up. Or maybe it could be arms forward. Probably the most important thing is you get as comfortable as you can. So if this isn't comfortable, then just do whatever you need to do to make it into a comfortable beginning to your class. And then, as always with the yoga practice, the physical yoga practice, your focus is entirely on the breath. So just start to pay attention now to your breath. Start to notice the sensation your breath makes as it makes its way in and out through your nose, ideally. So sealing the lips, as long as you can breathe in and out through your nose. Do that for the entire duration of the class. Ideally, lengthening the inhalation and exhalation as you go on to a point where it's a comfortable length and equal, both inhalation and exhalation. The reason we start here in this pose is because it's sending a very clear signal to the human nervous system with the head below the heart that it's time to settle down now. Just a few more rounds of breath here, starting as we mean to go on, steady pace. And then carefully making your way from your child's pose up into a tabletop position. Start to get some mobility through the spine. So dropping the chest and lifting the chin on an inhale. And then exhale, the reverse happens, so chest in and up. Inhale, belly down, lift the chin up. And then exhale, rounding through the shoulders, chin comes in. Do this 2 more times, using your breath. And then come back into that tabletop position. Let's just activate through our core. So squeeze the shoulder blades down, almost as if you're putting your jacket on. Zip up your core, and then just point your left foot back, and then your right arm forwards. And then elbow to knee, and then exhale. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, inhale, expand. 2 more. Inhale. And last one. And then back down. Okay, steady yourself, even up. Right foot back, left foot forward. Elbow to knee. Inhale. And exhale. Moving the elbow to knee steadily and as smoothly as you can. 2 more times on this side. And last one. Good. Coming back down into that tabletop. This time from the tabletop position, we're just going to simply point the right foot out to the right and then reach the right arm up into the air. Noticing your breath throughout. Back to that tabletop, opposite side. Left foot out, left arm up. That 1 more on each side. And extend the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Opening through the hips and the shoulders, twisting gently through the spine at the same time on the side. And then slowly back down into the tabletop. So curl the toes under, hips go back towards the heels, and then move your backside as high as you can, moving into an upside down V, a downward facing dog. But we're not going to stay here today. It's just a transition, so carefully walk the feet forward towards the hands, bend the knees, and then lifting the chin last, we're just going to roll up. So when you get there, roll the shoulders when you get there, open through the body. So just step back with your right foot about a leg's length distance, so the heels are in line, so the left foot is forward, the right foot points in this direction, arms out. And then stretch the left hand forwards over the left foot, left hand, left shin, right hand points up. Move into triangle. Just moving into the hips a little bit. Remember, not moving into any pain or discomfort. Modifying whatever you need to modify. Turn the head down and then lift up. So left toes turn in, keep the heels in line. Right toes turn out. And then right hand stretches over. Right hand, right shin or right knee, wherever you can get to. If you find yourself in this position, you're a bit too low, so just stretching up those fingertips as high as you can to the ceiling. Coming back to your breath, and then turn the head to come back up. So turn the right toes in, left toes turn out, and this time just gently bend the left knee, moving into warrior two. Staying here for a few breaths. You should feel this opening through the hips. The left knee is over the left ankle. The eyes gaze softly forwards in that direction. And then straighten the left knee. Turn the left toes in. Right toes turn out. Arms back up if they're not there already. And then bend the right knee. Right knee goes over the right ankle, not too far. As deep as you can go. You should, well, you'll definitely feel the opening through this part of the body. One more breath here. And then straighten the right knee, turn the toes in. Okay, we're going to be tipping forwards from the hips now, wide leg forward bend. So if you're working with any tightness around here, you may need a slight bend in the knees. Put your hands on your hips, lift up. And then exhale, tip forward and then place your hands on the floor. If you can't get the hands on the floor, maybe have the feet a bit wider. If you really can't get your hands on the floor, you can use something or your body. So what we're trying to do here is to move the head down a little bit closer to the floor. You'll feel the opening from the heels all the way to the top of the hips there, and then relaxing through the head. So forward bends in yoga or in any movement practice tend to calm the human nervous system down. So if you're not feeling very calm now, do what you need to do to relax a bit more, and usually that's connected to your breath. So staying here with the head below the heart, relaxing, and then carefully we're going to start to walk our hands towards our left foot as you turn into a bit of a runner's lunge, and then carefully step back into the top of a push-up position, and from the top of this push-up position just drop the knees, point the toes, and then just carefully lower yourself down to the floor. Let's move into strengthening of the lower back. So place the hands underneath the shoulders, point the toes, inhale, lift up the chin, the throat and the chest, not using any strength in your arms, so you're squeezing the shoulder blades back. And you're working into the lumbar spine here, so strengthening through the lower back. Many of us have issues in the lower back. I certainly did after my diving career, and a regular yoga practice has certainly helped me to increase my strength and stability. And then lower down. You can always put the left ear to the mat and arms by your side to have a little bit of a break in this position. We're going to do that again in a few moments' time, so just tune back into your breath. And then when you're ready, chin comes forward, hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, and lift up the chin, the throat and the chest. And this time, as an option, you can hover your hands. By hovering, it just puts a little bit more of a challenge into this back strengthening position, back strengthening pose, taking it nice and steady. And then hands down. This time, place the right ear down and your arms by your side, and just relax into that part of the body that you've just used. Okay, chin comes back forwards onto the floor. This time, arms out to the side, aeroplane wings, palms face down. This time we're going to lift our chin and our toes at the same time. And if that feels okay, we're then going to hover our hands. We're just halfway through, 10 minutes into this sequence now, so hopefully you're feeling good. And of course, if you're not, that's totally fine, just have a rest. And then slowly come down out of the aeroplane. Left ear down, arms by your side. We're going to do that one more time. Okay, chin back into a neutral position, so on the floor, arms out to the side, lift the chin and the toes, and then the arms. The arms are just an option, of course. Just concentrate on your breathing here. It's often we hold our breath in positions when we need that steady, slow breath. Okay, coming down, and then slowly and carefully pushing yourself up into a kneeling position, just letting that go for a second, and then shifting around to lie down on your back. And as you lie down on your back, just bend your knees up and place the soles of your feet down on the floor so your fingertips can touch your heels. We're going to move into a glute stretch now. So the outside blade of the right foot goes on the left thigh in the position I'm demonstrating now. This might be quite tight for some people, especially if you do a lot of other activities, so running, cycling, etc., lifting weights, CrossFit, whatever you do as part of your fitness. So this might be enough. If you've got a bit more range, maybe the hands thread through and then you lift up the left foot, so the left shin is parallel with the ceiling, and you start to work a little bit deeper into the glutes. This isn't about moving into anything that causes you pain. This should be a stretch, and a stretch only. And then gently release. Be careful with the knee here, it's a compromised angle. Shake out the legs if you need to. Left foot, outside blade of the left foot on the right thigh. And stay here. This might be enough. If it is, good for you. Alternatively, if you'd like a little bit more and you've got the range, right shin parallel to the ceiling, reach through the gap and then slowly start to pull to get the right opening for you. And then gently release. Okay, straighten both legs out. And then we're going to move a little deeper into the hips now, so slightly differently. This is great for the digestive system. So pulling the right knee up, must be the right knee to start with. And pulling the right knee in towards the right hand side of the rib cage, maybe up towards the right shoulder. So working into the ascending colon. Helping the body with its functions, digestion. Extend the right leg carefully. When you're ready, lifting up the left leg. Squeezing the left knee in towards the left hand side. Just as far as you need to go to feel a stretch, an opening. Increasing your mobility, at the same time following your breath. It does get easier the more you do this, the easier it is to follow your breath. And then both knees up, nice and carefully. Grab opposite hand, maybe opposite hand to opposite elbow. Try and keep your head on the floor and just squeeze in. So last bit of squeeze into the internal organs in the body. Nice compression into the digestive system to help it along. And gently release that. Just place the soles of the feet on the floor momentarily. Then we're going to rock and roll up. So place the hands on the knees and then just use this as a bit of a spine muscle, only if it's comfortable, or just come up to a seated position, however you can do this. And then extend both legs out in front. We're going to start moving into some forward bend. Single leg forward bend to start with. Pull the right knee up. Sole of the right foot goes to the inside of the left thigh. And then this is the most important bit, bend that left knee. This means that most of us now will be able to turn the chest towards the left knee, reach up with the arms and grab hold of the foot. If you can't grab hold of the foot, bend the knee more. If you really can't grab hold of the foot, that's fine. Just place your hands where you can get to. If you're bendy, you can then start to move a little bit deeper, but I don't want to see people compromising their spine. I'd like to see the long strength, lengthening through the spine. So if you can start to straighten through the knee, maybe start to do that now, but keep the length through the spine. Or just stay with the knee bent. Do one more breath here. So feel free to let us know how you're getting on with these different workouts, what you're enjoying, what you want to see more of. Be good to hear from you. And then slowly change, so the right knee comes up. Just transition smoothly and carefully. If you need to shake it out, please do. Left foot comes up, left knee opens, left foot the inside of the right thigh this time. Bend that right knee, so set it up correctly to start with, and then you have more chance of getting the benefits. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, tip forward, grab hold of the foot. See how bent my knee is? This is where we should start. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, start to fold down a little bit more. But it's not about straightening the knee, it's not about having your forehead resting on your big toe, or maybe it is for you, but it's about just increasing your mobility. This relaxing yoga sequence is great. Team GB athletes would use this or similar at the end of day after a long day of training or whatever it is they've been doing that day. It's a great way to just settle things down. And then slowly coming back out. Okay, shake the legs out. Let's do it both together. So bend the knees, feet flex, inhale, reach up, exhale, tip forward and grab hold of whatever you can grab hold of. And same thing, inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then just move a little bit further if you can. Following your breath. I know I keep mentioning that, but that is the key to yoga practice. Movement and breath. And then slowly release. Good. So let's just open into the hips one final time. Bring the soles of the feet together, and then scoot your tailbone towards your heels and move into a butterfly. There you go, let's call it that. So squeezing the feet towards each other and just let the knees drop. Now this is quite challenging for many of us. So many of us have knees up, but of course with time and patience you can start to move and increase your own mobility, because of course everyone has a completely different body. So it's not about being perfect, or there's no such thing as a perfect pose. It's about working with whatever you've got. So just staying here. And then if you need to, help the knees and then stretch them forward. Okay, we're going to lie on our back now into our final twist before we complete this class. You're almost at the finish line, everyone. So feet on the floor, knees up, and then shift your hips over to the right, and then get your knees to just fall over to the left, and so you're lying on your left shoulder. So you're basically lying on your side, and then to open the twist, you reach that arm up and over, the right arm in this case, and point it towards the right hand side of the room. Turning to look. So you're twisting from the lumbar spine all the way up to the top of the head. Twists are fantastic for neutralizing any kind of movement practice, especially a yoga sequence. That's why they often come at the end of the class. Carefully untwisting, so keep your feet on the floor to protect your back, and then shift the hips over to the left this time. The knees go over to the right. Try and have the knees higher than the hips. Lying on your right side this time, right shoulder, and then open and point the fingertips towards the left hand side of the room. And of course come back to your breathing. And carefully untwisting. Sometimes it feels good here just to pull the knees up into the chest. And then extending out into your final resting position. We're in the final minute or so of our class now, so I'd like to invite you to stay here in Shavasana, lying completely still on your back for at least a minute. We'll do that together. If you can stay for longer, then please do. This is where you absorb all of the benefits. This is where you get the relaxation. So just allow your breath to do whatever it naturally wants to do, and all you need to do is completely relax. By giving yourself a break, by moving through a yoga practice connected to your breath, has many benefits. Physically, emotionally, mentally. So I encourage you to practice, have a bit of fun, try it again, maybe watch this video again. Okay, staying here in your final resting place, or if it's time for you to move, then bring the knees up and then gently roll over onto the side. And then slowly come back up to a seated position. Wow, so I hope you enjoyed that relaxing yoga sequence. If you have any comments, let us know what you'd like to see more of, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next time.